All right. Welcome to Dr. Felicia and the 411. Super excited to be coming to you with a new show. This is the premier YouTube channel for personal empowerment and professional development. You know it is. So today we're going to jump right into our show. The theme of the show is It's Never Too Late. And I'll tell you, this show really resonates with me, and it's probably going to be quite touching. Definitely because I'm going to be a first partaker of the show before I even impart it to you. So when I look at my life, when I look at the fact that I have less years ahead of me than I do behind me, when I look at the fact that I'm over half a century, when I look at the fact that there's so many things that I haven't fulfilled that I've wanted to fulfill, things that I've been talking about ad nauseum for years, things that I've wanted to get done, and I've had plans sometimes in place and they still have not manifested. So I want to talk to you, and if you're that kind of person, if you have dreams that have not come to fruition, if you are sometimes depressed with your current situation, you have a just over broke what is your job and you're not even happy there, if you're chasing a monster, meaning you're just feeling like you're going in circles and you're never really connecting the dots. If at times you feel that you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you resonate with me, with those sentiments, then you are at the right place at the right time, because we're going to put our seatbelts on and we're going to look at this theme of it's never, ever too late. So the first thing I want to talk about in sync with the theme is that if I ask you, where is the richest place in the world? What is the richest place? What would you say? Many of you would probably say Dubai, because there's a lot of frivolity and flamboyance and things, and they're on the bleeding edge of creating a lot of different things in Dubai. Some of you would say the United States of America, with all of our economies, with the fact that we're a quote unquote superpower. Some of you may say China, because China is easing up and a lot is happening with China. But here is the richest place in the world according to Felicia. The richest place in the whole wide world is a cemetery. And here's the reason. Because in every cemetery, there's thousands and thousands of individuals. Some cemeteries have hundreds of people, some have thousands, but collectively, there's thousands of people who have gone to their grave not fulfilling their destiny, not fulfilling their purpose, and not fulfilling their passion. And I've purpose in my heart that despite this age in my life, this stage in my life, that I will not be one of those individuals. I will not go to my grave with unfulfilled dreams, with unfulfilled hopes, with unfulfilled aspirations. That will not happen. And so when we look at individuals that have gone to the grave, untapped resources, brilliant individuals that had heart, individuals that wanted to get things done just like you, and yet the manifestation of those dreams, those knowledge, those skills, and those abilities did not come to pass. And so I want you to join me with Dr. Felicia in the 411 as we continue to unravel this, to look at how we can get this done. How can we really begin to position ourselves so that we're not one of those individuals? So when we look at people like Colonel Sanders, most of you have heard of him. You may not even realize it. Colonel Harlan Sanders. And he was 65 years old. He was chasing his dream. He had this incredible recipe for chicken, and he was trying to market it in local places, trying to get it done. And according to history, it says that he failed 1,009 times, really trying to position himself, trying to market it, trying to have someone to buy into his vision, into his goals. And yet he found himself at 65 years of age, not fulfilling it. And then it happened. You see, when you look at failure is nothing but success is nothing but failure turned inside out. And so sometimes what happens with us is just when we're on the brink of getting to that next level, making that failure reality, we stop. And so what I'm encouraging you to do today, do not quit, do not stop. When you look at individuals like Steve Harvey, when he was in 5th grade, I heard him telling the story, and he said his 5th grade teacher would ask each of the students, what do you want to be when you grow up? And Steve Harvey said he wanted to be on television. And his teacher had him come up to the front of the classroom. And Steve Harvey at the time, he stuttered. And she asked him, he wrote it down initially what he wanted to be. And then she called him up to the classroom and she says, you know, Steve, what do you want to be? And he said what he had written down, which was he wanted to be on television. And don't you know, the class, they laughed him to scorn. And now we look at Steve Harvey and look at the greatness that has occurred with him. Yes, a lot of perseverance. He slept in his car. There was a lot that he had to go through to get to where he is now, through perseverance, through the school of hard knocks, to making it happen, to staying focused. But he is, and many of you know Steve Harvey. We know Albert Einstein. If Albert Einstein was alive today, he would have been in special education. They looked at him as a derelict. He didn't do well in school academically. And yet now we study so many of his scientific theorems. We look at him as a great mind. And yet when he was younger, and yet when he was going through his valley experiences, we did not honor him. We did not look at him as we do today. And then we have Bill Gates, who dropped out of Harvard to follow his dreams in his junior year of college. Who does that? First of all, just to get into Harvard is a feat in and of itself. And then this man was so passionate about what he wanted to do. And I'm sure all of the dots were not connected, because none of us always have the answer. Hindsight is always 20/20. After something has happened, it's easy. But when you're going through, when you're fighting the monster, when you're trying to put in place a strategic plan and those steps, you don't know how something's going to turn out. But he followed his heart. And I'm encouraging you today to follow your heart. So that's number one. It's never, ever too late. And I know some of you are in your 50s, some of you are in your 40s, some of you are in your 60s, and you're just beaten down. There's hopelessness. And I just want to stop by to encourage you, to let you know that Dr. Felicia in a 411 has your back 100%. It's never too late. And I am first partaker of what I'm telling you. The next thing is, the most powerful weapon that we have is fire in our soul. That is the most powerful weapon. You have to allow that fire to rise up in your heart so that it will motivate you to do the next steps of what you have to get done. You see, procrastination is the antithesis of what we need in order for us to walk into our destiny in our strategic plan. You know, we can sit back, we can, just dream about what we want to do, but sometimes you have to wake up and then put in place a plan to make those dreams reality. That's the only way that you're going to get the do done. And in making your dreams reality, you have to be what Les Brown says, you have to be hungry. You have to be willing to do what others won't do in order to have what others won't have. And you have to be hungry. There have to be an urgency. You have to realize that failure is not an option. You have to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have what it takes. And here's the next thing you need to realize when you're looking at making your dreams reality, is that failure is not an option. You have to purpose that in your mind as never before, that you're not going to give up, you're not going to give in, and you're not going to give out. And then we look at, sometimes in life, we make permanent decisions regarding temporary circumstances. Don't be so hasty to give up. Don't be so hasty to throw in the towel. I always say that when life knocks you down, when obstacles overtake you, that fall on your back. Because if you can fall on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. And so that's what we're telling you to do. When we look at the impetus of this whole piece of it's never too late. You have to feel this thing. This is not a typical show that we're doing, because this is resonating very strongly within my own personal heart. And sometimes you look at life and there's more month than money. There's so many things that are up against us. Our bank accounts are not where we want them to be. We haven't set in place generational wealth the way we've either talked about or that we want to for our children and our children's children and our children's children. So we need to really position ourselves to know that it's never too late. It is not too late. And so as I close out this show, I want to inspire and encourage your heart. 1, that you are somebody. 2, you have what it takes to get the do done. 3 is that things are always going to come at you. So you need to take those obstacles, those interferences, and you need to make them stepping stones to your success, stepping stones to that next level, stepping stones to the fulfillment of your dreams and reality. So I just want to encourage you and inspire you. And as we close out, there's an African proverb. And there's going to be another part of this, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. But if you haven't done so, before we close out, I want you to hit the subscribe button, tap the notification button, and I need you to tell others about Dr. Felicia and the 411, because this is a part of my mission. This is a part of my passion. And as I need you to help me take this to another level. And so there's an African proverb, it's a story of the gazelle and the lion, and some of you may have heard it. And it goes like this. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle awakens. The gazelle realizes that it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be eaten. Every morning in Africa, a lion awakens. The lion realizes that it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. And so you see, it doesn't matter whether you are a gazelle or whether you're a lion. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running. So that's it for Dr. Felicia and the 411. I hope that you've enjoyed the show. Please leave some comments. Tell me some of your dreams and some of the things that you want to accomplish. Tell me some of the things that are perplexing you. Know that there is always hope. There is always hope. There's an adage that I say that without hope, there's only emptiness between the cry of a newborn babe and the closing of a casket. So I need you to keep hope alive. I need you to believe in yourself. And I need you to make sure that you follow me, you tap into Dr. Felicia and the 411, because I am here to not to impress, but to impact and to inspire.